Is it even possible to take the features of high-end pistols like the Zevo Z9 or Agency Arms Knock and compress them all together into something that's even more affordable than a brand new Glock 19 MOS? Can that be done? Is that even freaking legal? Derya, a company known for importing Turkish guns, is now making guns in the US, and this one might be able to topple the empire. We're gonna break it down into 5 key categories and give you everything you need to know on the Derya DY9 Island in 10 minutes or less. First, the basics. The gun has a 3.86-inch barrel that has an island full of comp holes on the top. It also comes with a fiber optic rear sight, plain front, as well as an optic cut for RMR pattern optics. It has a contoured magwell and ships with 3 15-round mags. It also comes inside a plastic ammo can with a little zipper pouch, which is a nice touch. That's the basics, okay? Got it? Good, here we go. When it comes to build quality, our journey started off a little shaky with this one. We decided to run some steel case ammo in the gun, and it did not like it, with cases actually being stuck in the gun and needed to be tapped out. Okay, so we just tried to clear that, and as you can see, that round is still in there, and the extractor is just skipping right over the edge. We're gonna have to get some tools out and get that out. When I called Derya to report the issue, I was told that they do not recommend running steel case ammo at all in this gun. That's a point off the top right there. That's just, nope, okay. A couple other times we had some stoppages likely caused by the shooters bumping the slide catch with their support hand during shooting, which caused the gun to lock open with rounds still in the mag. And then we had this pin that you can see here walking out of the top of the gun. I'm not really sure why. That's not good. We caught it before it ejected itself onto the range and was lost forever, but still not great. We did try the gun with a variety of mags, and none of those had any major issues. Okay, we got a variety of magazines. We've got the factory one that came with the gun, X-Tech Tactical Factory Glock, Bull Armory, Fab Defense, ETS, and Magpul. We're gonna try all of them in this gun. So 1 point off the top for no steel case, then another point off for that pin walking out. I'm not going to count the shooter-induced issues. That's probably us. The gun otherwise was fine. 3 out of 5 for build quality. Oh, hey, if you want to keep seeing more gun reviews from us, make sure you support our friends over at Phorm. They've been helping me personally on a health journey, and I'm really enjoying both the level 1 meal replacement protein as well as the level 1 bars when I need sort of a midday hit. And the meat sticks are pretty good too. There's a link in the description to check them out, firstphorm.com/John Patton. I'd appreciate it if you supported them. When it comes to ergonomics, after all, this is a Glock clone, it's hard to get away from Glock sizing. That said, this grip, the one on this gun, is the most comfortable Glock clone that I've handled, at least in recent memory. It's well contoured, and with the extra sort of lip on the bottom of the magwell, it's actually not bad at all. We did find that the grip texture could be a bit more aggressive, especially on the thumb rest spot. That felt like a nothing burger. But overall, the ergos were fine. I'd say 4 out of 5 for ergonomics. For features, this one has a lot going for it. First, the optic cut for an RMR, which is great. However, the first optic I tried to mount didn't fit. It's an RMR pattern, but the optic didn't fit. The cut is a little bit deeper than some others, and the little lens shelf that stuck out on the optic wouldn't actually sit flush, so we couldn't even get it 0. It wouldn't sit there. So an actual RMR, Trijicon RMR, took its place thanks to Ben. Otherwise, it's got that magwell that looks a bit like, I don't know, like a hoof on the bottom of the grip, and we actually like that. The mag base plates are shaped to match that, which is interesting. And the only thing that's a little bit weird there is you have no chance of grabbing that magazine to strip it out of the gun if you did run into an issue. It tucks up nicely, which could be good for carry, but bad for malfunction clearing. And then you have the island comp. This is an island of material built into the barrel that rides in the center of the slide. The idea comes from competition guns, and they used to call this a sight tracker. The sight would remain stationary while the slide reciprocates. However, on a design with a tilting barrel, I feel like that's a sort of self-defeating thing. And the gun has an optic cut, which I prefer these days, and therefore, having the front sight stay still doesn't matter at all. I'm not using the front sight, I'm using the optic. We also didn't feel like the comp added all that much recoil control. It wasn't like bad, but just didn't seem like it was doing a lot.
It doesn't matter.
What doesn't matter, Ben?
This island.
What do you mean it doesn't matter?
It's still jumping out of your...
So the gun is moving enough to where it's not going to matter. This gun has a lot of features, but they aren't the best versions of those features, so 3 out of 5. Also, out of sheer curiosity, we decided to see if you lose much velocity over other comped guns, like Island Barrel versus regular comp, and we found that there's less than 100 feet per second difference just across the board. Got the chronograph right there, and Ben's going to try with the Derya to see what kind of velocity we're getting. 1090. 1059. 1079. 1073. And 1084. Okay, we've got the danger close with the comp. Same length barrel. Send it. 1146. 1096. 1117. 1103. And 1187. What's the average?
1110.
1110. So what is that? 40 feet per second difference?
Yep.
Okay, DR920P. Again, this is comped. We're going to get a velocity average across 5 shots. 1146. 1139. 1137. 1133. And 1148. What's the average?
1140.
1140. So 30 feet per second more. That is, I mean, and we saw a spread of 60 feet per second on the ammo last time. What did we see this time?
15.
15. So it was a little bit better consistency across that ammo. But the difference between the three is less than, like, from the Island Barrel to the 5-inch comped gun, we're seeing, what, 70 feet per second total? So you're not even losing 100 feet per second, in theory,
So you're seeing more deviation from the ammo than you are from the barrel lengths.
Right. You're basically not losing anything. Therefore, I would say this is a non-issue, and people in the comments should just shut up about velocity loss on comped guns. Doesn't matter. When it comes to practical accuracy, aka how accurate we could be with the gun, we had some really solid groups at roughly 10 yards. All 3 of us were pleased with the performance. Okay, here's Ben's group with the DY9 Island. There is my fist for comparison. That is not too shabby. Okay, here we have Josh's group with the DY9 Island. There's my fist. His first shot landed smack dab in the middle of that bullseye.
Sorry, Ben, you got to put the red dot on.
I'll tell you what, that is a pretty solid group, and that little guy right there, probably an anomaly. That's a really solid group out of Josh. Okay, my group with the DY9 Island, there is my fist. I hit once here, and the rest went right there, and I'm not too mad about that. And therefore, I'll give it a 4.5 out of 5 for accuracy. If we were a little bit more consistent, I think I would bump that up a full 5 points, but solid performance here overall. And here comes the value section, the great equalizer. The MSRP on the DY9 Island is $600. That puts it on par, price-wise, with a lot of other really good guns out there. I gotta be honest, and I feel bad because I like the people over there, but I'm just not excited about this gun. I mean, heck, we just looked at the Ross Martin RM1C comp recently, and it has an MSRP of $110 less and has similar features across the board. The Ruger RXM, which is also a Glock clone, has an MSRP of $500, and even though it doesn't have the comp, we enjoyed it more than this gun. The Canik MC9 Prime we looked at not super long ago has an MSRP of $649, has larger mags, and felt like it was more controllable than this gun. Like I said, I'm just not excited about this gun as a total package. I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5 for value because of that. That brings the total score up to 18 out of 25. That puts it just above the HKC C9 and is sort of the middle of the pack. It's not great, but not terrible. If you guys want to see more honest gun reviews, be sure to get subscribed for the most unbiased reviews out there. That's what we do. And as always, thank you all for watching. We'll see you soon. This one's for the internet. One hit.